Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. 5:35 a.m., Monday, September the 1st. I've got my big blue mug of coffee. I hope you're having a great holiday Monday. Hope you've got the day off today. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe. Thank you so much. So I'm feeling a little lazy today. In a way, as you can see, I'm back in my basement. Just quick health update. I'm downstairs. I'm walking with a cane now. I feel I'm way ahead of the curve when it comes to my recuperation from a broken pelvis and broken collarbone. I'm very proud of myself. I'm hoping I'm at the gym in October. I'm hoping I can do that, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Enough about me. Today I'm feeling lazy because I woke up this morning not sure what I wanted to talk about today. So I relied on something that I don't rely on very often, which I'll get to in just a moment. But yesterday I was thinking, Canada's demise will result in Alberta's rise, because I think the more that Canada fails, the better it will be for the independence movement here in Alberta, and more people will want to jump off the sinking ship of Canada. Now, that's as far as I want to go when it comes to the independence movement here. But that's the way I was feeling yesterday, because I can see bad things on the horizon. You probably can as well. So I'll explain why I'm being lazy today, but I found it fascinating what I came up with today. So let's go over to my screen here, and I've got the technology back once again after several weeks of not having this, but this is the kind of stuff I'm seeing here. Michael Taube, the polls are in, Carney's honeymoon is coming to an end. Conservatives led the Liberals, and Abacus Data's latest release, a sign that Canadians are coming to realize Carney isn't their savior, all right? And there are other things that I'm seeing right now that show how vapid the Liberal Party is, how weak the Liberal Party is, how morally corrupt and morally lacking the Liberal Party is as well. Stuff like this. House Father, 31 Liberal MPs lead call to action against rising anti-Semitism in Canada. 31 Liberal MPs. Critics wonder why 137 other members of Prime Minister Mark Carney's caucus didn't sign. Ezra Levant knows why, and this is what he had to say. What a cell phone. Only 31 of 169 Liberal MPs would sign this simple letter against anti-Semitism. They've done the math. Thanks to mass immigration, there are millions of anti-Semites in Canada now, and the Liberals want their votes. So there you go. And then there's stuff like this. U.S. trade war has pushed Canada into recession territory. Here's what that means. So there are bad times on the horizon. Now, here's what's going to happen if we get into a recession. Mark Carney will blame the recession on Donald Trump, and he might be right to do that. Certainly the Trump tariffs will help push us towards recession. And of course, the people who follow Mark Carney will say the same thing. It's all Donald Trump's fault. But there's only one guy right now that can solve this issue, and he hasn't done his job. And that would be Mark Carney. He is the one who was supposed to solve the tariff issue. We go back over to my screen here. This is from March the 20th. Mark Carney's Liberals seen as best party to deal with Trump and tariffs. And they haven't done the job, right? And then there's this here. Okay. So I went to Chat GPT today. I went to Chat GPT to ask a question, and this is how I'm being lazy today. But I found this fascinating. I don't go to Chat GPT very often. I've used it on occasion here for information. I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and people seem to like that. I use it to make thumbnails because I'm not good at making thumbnails. A little picture you see on the screen for YouTube, I use it for that. Very helpful for that. But I went to Chat GPT and asked it a question today. I asked it a couple of questions because I know you can lead Chat GPT in a specific direction with your question and get the information that you want out of that AI. So I thought I'd test it out. What do you think Mark Carney's main accomplishment has been since he became the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about that. What's his main accomplishment? What has he achieved? Let me have a sip of my coffee. I knew the answer to this as soon as I put it into Chat GPT. His main accomplishment, and here's the question I asked it right here. What is Mark Carney's main accomplishment since becoming leader of the Liberal Party of Canada? Since becoming the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada in March 2025, Mark Carney's most significant accomplishment has been leading the Liberals to an election win. It's not solving the tariff problem. It's not bringing grocery prices down, making the cost of living easier, lowering crime problems, immigration has gone down. None of these things have been accomplished at all. The only thing Mark Carney has accomplished is he became the actual legit prime minister of the country by winning the election on April the 28th. Now, how many days has it been since Mark Carney became the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada? 176 days, March 9th. And the best thing he's done happened 126 days ago on April 28th when he became the legit prime minister. He's accomplished absolutely nothing. So what question did I ask of ChatGPT? I'm going to read it to you. Okay. And I thought this was terrific. So here's what I asked ChatGPT this morning. Can you write me a 4 to 5 minute essay on how Liberal Party leader of Canada, Mark Carney, has failed in his main goal of negotiating a trade deal with the United States? Please incorporate his deflection away from this main issue by visiting European countries and accomplishing absolutely nothing on behalf of the Canadian people. Now, again, I go back to this. What's his main accomplishment? He's accomplished nothing other than winning the election. So let's go back to what ChatGPT had to say here, okay? It's titled, Mark Carney's Failure on Trade with the United States. When Mark Carney assumed leadership of the Liberal Party of Canada, he entered politics with the reputation of a skilled international banker who had navigated crises at the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. Many Canadians expected that this expertise would translate into concrete results in his new role as Liberal leader, particularly on the most pressing issue facing Canada's economy, renegotiating a stable and beneficial trade relationship with the United States. Unfortunately, Carney's record to date shows that he has failed to deliver on this core promise. Carney's main objective was clear: repair relations with Washington and secure a trade deal that would shield Canada from tariffs, resource disputes, and economic uncertainty introduced under President Donald Trump's administration. Instead of achieving progress, Carney has presided over stalemate. U.S. tariffs remain in place on key Canadian exports, energy access is still subject to American political whims, and Canada's natural resources, water, lumber, and critical minerals remain bargaining chips rather than secured national interests. For someone whose political brand was built on economic competence, this failure represents more than just a political shortcoming. It is a betrayal of his central mandate. Rather than remaining focused on the tough, painstaking negotiations necessary with the United States, Carney has sought to redirect attention by staging photo op tours in Europe. He has met with European leaders, attended economic forums, and spoken at high-level conferences, yet these trips have produced no tangible benefit for ordinary Canadians. No new European trade markets have opened for Canadian farmers or manufacturers. No breakthrough agreements have been secured to offset the lost ground with the United States. These travels, while perhaps enhancing Carney's image abroad, have done nothing to address the bread and butter concerns of workers and businesses at home. This pattern of distraction is telling. By pivoting to Europe, Carney appears eager to avoid scrutiny of this inability to deal with Washington. In doing so, he risks repeating the very political behavior he once criticized, chasing international prestige at the expense of domestic results. While he has delivered speeches warning of global populism or climate risks, Canadian exporters remain caught in uncertainty, and consumers continue to face higher prices from trade disruptions. The result is a credibility gap. Canadians expected that Carney's technical expertise would translate into tough but effective negotiations. Instead, they see a leader who has allowed the central economic relationship of this country to languish while wasting political capital on fruitless European tours. In a political landscape where Canadians are increasingly skeptical of elites who talk more than they deliver, this failure is especially damaging. In the end, Mark Carney has not met the challenge of his own campaign promise. His inability to secure a U.S. trade deal has left Canada exposed and vulnerable at a time when economic certainty is desperately needed. Whereas his strategy of deflection, visiting European capitals and returning empty-handed, underscores the gap between his international reputation and his domestic effectiveness. If leadership is judged by results rather than rhetoric, Carney's tenure thus far must be considered a profound disappointment. So I thought that was pretty good. And it's interesting, ChatGPT actually asked you, would you like to be more partisan? And I ran that through as well. Yeah, make the speech more partisan. This is far more critical of Mark Carney than a partisan speech that you might hear out of a conservative politician's mouth, perhaps Pierre Poilievre. But I just thought that was very interesting. Carney's going to blame an upcoming recession on Donald Trump and be prepared for a lot of bad things to happen. That's what I'm seeing in the future. We have things that are happening right now. He's going to entrench the CBC in law. He's not backing down on EV mandates. He's going to continue with his green agenda. He's going to allow the provinces and Aboriginals to have a veto on energy and natural resource projects in this country. And I don't think a lot is going to get done, but he's going to try to push through a lot of nasty things before a next election, which could come in 18 to 24 months. That's generally how long minority governments last. So I'm being a little lazy today, but I thought it was fascinating what ChatGPT spit out this morning. Now, I just want to assure you that I don't rely on this for anything I say on this channel, and I don't expect to ever do that again. It is a resource for me. It's a resource for you when you use EI to get information, and I will use it as a resource. I use Microsoft AI as well, Apple AI as well for, statistics and things like that. But otherwise, I will not do this again. Okay, I'm not going to rely on ChatGPT for any commentary on my channel. I hope you enjoyed this. I found this really interesting this morning when I did this, and I thought I would share it with you. Thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate it. I'm going to head back upstairs, grab myself another big blue mug of coffee. It's interesting when I come downstairs now, I have to bring my coffee in this and then transfer it over to this because I have to hold on to the railing as I go down the stairs because I don't want to tumble down the stairs and make myself worse off than I am right now, but I'm feeling great. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Back with something brand new for you tomorrow, maybe even later on today. Have yourself a great holiday Monday, and I'll see you in the next one.